All right, we are now recording. Hey, KW Showcase Properties. This is Alicia Lowe, team leader. I am here with Jeff Matea from Jeff Sells Maine, and he is also the team leader for the Matea Group out of Keller Williams in Scarborough, Maine. He is going to
Hey.
walk us through how to host a virtual open house for all of those that are adjusting to the new normal. Hey, Jeff.
Yeah. Hey, how are you, Alicia? Thank
I'm
you.
good, thank you. Thanks for doing this for us.
Awesome. Yeah. So I'll just start with how we arrived at this. Circle back to everyone's a little bit different. So I know you guys now have like a stay in place order.
Right.
We have a city, Portland, Maine has a stay in place for the next 5 days. We are just we're still considered essential services, like I believe you are. So we can conduct showings, etc. So circle back to 2 weeks ago, 2 weekends ago, a couple of open houses, not ours in particular, had 90 plus people to them. And this was just when the outbreak really kind of hit home, and we're starting to be some cases fairly local, none yet in Maine, but I think you guys had some.
Right. And just to clarify, sorry, Jeff, just to clarify, we're actually not essential right now, but they are
not essential.
giving us some leeway in certain areas.
Okay.
So not essential at the moment in Mass, but they are giving a few leeways here.
Okay. Well, thanks for correcting that. So we had open houses scheduled for that coming weekends, and we had heard, wow, 90 plus people to an open house. That's fantastic. Right. And then we're starting to get kind of even amongst our market center some talk of health and safety. We don't have health of our own or our clients. There's not many houses to sell. So do you want to be that person that have that liability, that cloud over your head that your clients or someone that went to your open house contracted COVID-19? So we really backpedaled really quickly and pivoted about that Wednesday, Thursday, knowing, okay, well, 2 open houses Sunday, starting to have some cases here in Maine. We're up in the hundreds now, and said, well, how do we go about this? How do we protect, first and foremost, our clients and ourselves, and then the general public? And so we said, well, how about virtual open houses? And so our clients absolutely loved it. They said, well, hey, as long as it's getting the exposure, you go right ahead, do what you need to do. So one of the houses on, forgive me if I got the days, it doesn't really matter, Wednesday or Thursday, going into like Friday showings was when there was going to be the first showings that were allowed. So first we said, okay, if you're to have showings, here's the precautions that we would take. We had rubber gloves and booties at every house, disinfectant, and they had, if they could provide a hand sanitizer. We also instructed them as when people come back that you also sanitize your home to the best of your abilities. We didn't want to put ourselves in the line of like, oh, well, you didn't clean our house properly, so it's your house, you do the cleaning. We'll provide you with some items. So then we also allowed windows where we said, well, in 2 to 3 hours, people come one at a time, don't interact. They would be able to walk into the home and see it. So we did get a few showings in before sort of the, hey, we're going to kind of put the house on lockdown except for arranged, accompanied showings.
Right. So
we go to the virtual open house, skipping ahead to that, and say, well, the same house, we went in and I purchased a gimbal, about $90 on Amazon. It's a basically a picture like a selfie stick that allows you, it adjusts, it pivots so that it's a stabilizer, so you can hold it and it will move with your movements so that the video stays still. So just
can you repeat what the name of that one?
Gimbal, Gimbal, and you can find those on Amazon.
Write that down, guys.
And so we have 2 of those. We also own our own Matterport camera now.
Okay.
So I know some photographers that are utilizing that. So we went in and we took video of the home and then said, okay, well, we'll put this on Facebook. So if you don't know, you'll now know. You can go to Facebook and create an event. If you don't know how to do that, you can follow it on Facebook, has tutorials as well as YouTube to create an event. So we basically established a 2-hour window where we would have, and this is for the virtual open house, an event on, say, Saturday. So we said Saturday, 11 to 1, 14 Smith Wheel in Old Orchard Beach would be open, but it would be virtual. So we put it everywhere that we could, because we actually did have someone show up to another house that said, I thought I could come to the open house. So we made it sure that this is virtual only.
Yeah.
And we meant, when we put out advertising and Facebook ads that said, see this home from the comfort and safety of your own living room.
I love it.
We had videos, we had all of our still photos, everything that was in the MLS. We got our client's permission to upload all the disclosures. So we added all those as PDF attachments in the Facebook event.
Wow.
And then it was just kind of a free for all of getting our whole team to like it, share it, comment, invite as many people as they could to get that activity. And it really took off. People were like, wow, this is phenomenal. Thank you so much for doing this. Like, way to stay ahead of the curve here and offer this. And our clients thought it was fantastic. The success story there, three offers on the property, and we're under contract. So, that one under contract.
In person?
So some people did sneak in on Friday as we were getting that video and stuff prepared. So our sellers, took off for the day. So limited exposure. No one was in contact with, just that agent and their clients. But then, there was people that were able to kind of re-see it on the virtual tour, as well as, not just the photos that were in the MLS.
Okay, great.
Okay.
So they were able to get in a little bit earlier, see it live, and
correct.
as while keeping in mind all of the precautions that have been put out there. And
Absolutely.
then they got to see it again on that virtual tour.
Right,
now,
right.
What would you recommend if the opportunity wasn't there for them to have seen it in person? Where if you were just to have gone straight into the virtual tour, how would you have handled it with those offers that started to come in?
Yeah, so we do have a couple of properties where clients are in North Carolina, Colorado, that were not able to be here. Their realtor saw it, and we either FaceTimed or used that video opportunity to get, kind of dig deeper. The gimbal allows you to stay in one spot, stationary, and do that panorama and see around you, as well as the camera can go, up and down. So you can see floor to ceiling and switch the way it's looking.
Okay, great.
I actually let someone else borrow it, so I don't have it to show you. But you can really get a good panoramic feel. I guess, I was just on the phone with someone who said that they wouldn't do that because to them, it's how the house smells and the house feels.
Yeah.
And so there's a little bit of this that's taken away by seeing it on video. But consider that, a lot of homes, and I think we're up to 4 now that are under contract with sight unseen.
Wow.
Maybe you extend the due diligence period. And I also know that we have an inspector here locally who's put one under contract, but they're going to do also a 360 degree. They're going to be videoing as they do their inspection too. So it's really, you're not 6 feet away from the guy or gal that's doing the inspection. You're not there to kind of smell and see and feel how this house, talks to you. But 95% is better than 0.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
I don't know all the laws in Massachusetts, what permits you, once you're a certain aspect into it, how that will be treated if you can back out at a later time.
Right.
Our buyers are extremely protected in the state of Maine, with lots of due diligence.
Right.
But there's been plenty of people that would consider this, that have to buy. They're making it happen. So we actually did do a second open house that was completely virtual. No one had seen it. We were actually holding all the showings to the open house. So this again was Facebook. We also did paid advertising for both of those too. So, don't forget that. So, even your sphere, you can get it out to several thousand people, but, a paid ad for $10, $20 a day could get it in front of a lot more people. If they don't happen to buy it, at least you get that traffic that could become buyers for you. So yeah, your intent is to sell the home, but it also could bring buyers for you.
Yeah.
What we did there was one of our agents was local and could walk to the home. So he offered to be at the house for 2 hours and answer any questions that people had. So again, it was sort of that, it's not face to face, but it was, still, 80, 90% of what you experienced. And then what he did is almost like he kind of had his cell phone on Facebook Live from the event. So he just, posted as live, went into the event, 29 Paris Street. I don't know if we can pull it up because it's, it was a week ago. And then he walked through the house on live video. And, we were chatting with him and we knew people were watching, and you could see how many people were watching, this little eye up on the top of the screen.
Okay.
And you can comment, and, maybe someone says, hey, could you just turn around, like look at this one spot? So he walked through the house, I think it was 3 times, first kind of just anxious and, had never done this before, maybe went a little too fast. The next time he, slowed it up. And then I was messaging him too, saying, tell me about the, it happened to be a condo. Tell me about the association. How much are the fees? So you're giving some guidance. That one's not yet under contract. It might be more price than showing activity.
Right.
Because I think you're going to see if a home's priced right, those people will watch these videos. They'll join in online.
Yeah.
We saw really good volume. We were also able to send out that link. So once you've established an event, sending out that link to your board or your office, or maybe that person that's a co-broke at another company that can send it to the rest of their company.
Absolutely.
So it's getting that traffic and the exposure and doing all you can to get that out there.
Right.
And the biggest piece of advice, I was actually just on a call with one of your agents in the Boston area who does a lot of seminars and had to kind of go online for these because the place of business was shut down, is don't be afraid to make a mistake. I mean, look, I didn't get all dolled up for this. I apologize, but
oh, you're fine. You look great.
Is right. Some of these, YouTube sensations and people that are like making a huge name for themselves now were originally like the guy or gal that, it was just them, and you can even go back to some of their old like camcorder recordings where they like, they had to go and hit the button to hit play or record. And then you see them like run out from behind the camera, and then they're like, hey, here I am. So don't worry about editing. If you're really concerned about like, I say and ah and stutter a little bit too, is if you're worried about that, there's also a software that's free. They were actually at Family Reunion in Dallas called Vlog Easy, VLOG Easy. And what it will do is you can be, taking a video recording of yourself or of the area. And if you, slip up or say something, and you pause, it has an algorithm or some sort of software that this guy wrote that will edit that.
No kidding.
So you can piece together quite a bit of video. I don't know the storage capacity on the free version, but just know that it's, that's another opportunity for someone that doesn't want to go out and buy anything. You can use this from your cell phone, download an app for free. Maybe it's $10 for the Premier edition, or it's a monthly, couple of dollars. That's how I would go about it.
Okay.
And you can. We had already been doing this to an extent. Now I think it's going to be the new normal. That we were taking people through houses, and now it's okay. Well, what questions do they have? Okay, let's slow it down a little bit. Let's pause in the room, digest it. I think it's just now. Then the next thing would be to how to create urgency. Like,
right.
Okay, yeah. Even though there's not as many showings and whatnot. This house, someone might buy it sight unseen. So what more do you need to make you feel most comfortable about proceeding with the purchase of this property, and take it from there. So we'll have to adapt to what will be the new objection given the environment.
Yeah. Are you finding a lot of objections around, seeing it sight unseen, and like how are you handling that?
No. We haven't run into anything yet. I guess the only objections would be those sellers that have taken their houses off the market and withdrawn them temporarily. More just let's wait and see, or a couple of buyers have said, the stock market has caused me to kind of pivot a little bit. I was counting on having a little bit more of a nest egg. So I don't want to put all of my, savings towards a house and not have something to fall back on a rainy day.
Right. No, that makes sense. Yeah. Are you finding the pivot scripts helpful in those types of situations? I know there's been quite a bit that have been offered on
Yeah.
KW Connect.
Oh yeah. No, it seems like we're on a Zoom call or talking about this just about every day.
Yeah.
It's really the new normal. I think a lot of good is going to come out of this. This will be the, I was talking to my top buyer agent the other day. She was saying, right, we had already been doing some of these virtual aspects of this to get people to, hey, I'm in Florida and I'm not coming back to Maine till mid-April, May. Well, right. Well, wouldn't you like to get your home sold? Like, we can already go and help you
Right.
get staged and get photos and stuff. And on the buy side, it's right. Would you like to take a look and let's secure it? Let's get on a contract, and then you can drive up here and then during inspections see if it's really the right house. So kind of locking down that opportunity.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This is so helpful. So just to recap for everybody, really explore these virtual opportunities that are out there for free as far as Facebook events, going in and, creating an event for an open house and using some of these tools that you just heard Jeff go through as far as being able to create the virtual videos and, just get creative with the way that you approach this, because this is the new normal for now. We won't be in this forever, but we'll be stronger for it in the end. As far as how we pivot during the shifting market, it's really going to change a lot in the end for us.
Yeah. I mean, get comfortable just being on video.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, whether it's like, wearing the same clothes for a few days in a row and you're like, oh yeah, someone saw me on video yesterday, wearing the same thing. Everybody's used to it, right? My 3-year-olds jumped in my lap in the middle of video. People get it. People are in the same boat, calling buyers and sellers that are like, hey, excuse me, my little guy's crying or dog's barking. Everybody's in the same predicament. We'll all get through this together. It's a team effort. I think we're actually going to get one to join us right now.
Hey.
Say hi. Say hi, buddy. Say hi to Alicia in the office in Massachusetts. So, get accustomed to it's not business. It's kind of business, the new business as usual. Let's call it.
Right. Absolutely.
Right? Cool.
Well,
Awesome. And then if anybody needs help with anything related to that, they can always call me on my cell phone. It's 207-233-2420 and jeffsellsmaine.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jeff. I so appreciate you jumping on this call, and
Absolutely.
I wish you the best. Stay safe, stay healthy, enjoy the kids.
You got it. Take care.
All right.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.